Chapter 2, A Mystery to be Solved at Any Price. That study of his museum and nothing else. Spinements of everything known in mythology lay there in places, in perfect order and correct name, divided in inflammable metallic and lithoid minerals. How well I all know bits of science. Many times instead of enjoying my company of lads of my own age, I had preferred dusting the graphites, antigrade, coals, liquids, and peats, and the best and the resined organic liquids, salt to be protected from least gain of dust, metal from iron to gold, metal from current value altogether desired in the presence of republican equality, of science and spices, and stone to enough to rebuke entirely house and concentrate, even with handsome additional room, which would have suited me admirably. But one entirely his study. Now I thought of one of these wonders. My uncle would fill with thoughts. I would throw himself into the vast easy chair and grasping his hand of rock over his bent, burning with admiration. Here a remarkable book, what a wonderful book! He was exclaiming. These executions brought me to a mind, in fact, that my uncle was liable at occasions, bits of plummeria, but no notebook had any valuable in his eye unless the virtue of being nowhere else to be found, at any rate, or being ignoble. Well, now, don't you get it yet? It was have a great priceless treasure, good of all fuss of oak quarter, bound in rough of calf, a yellow flamed volume, rag sealed depending on from it, from which Pale with admiring exclamation. See, he went on, both asking question and supplying the answer. While rapidly making these comments, my uncle kept opening the subtly tone. He would really quote it if he's not asking question about the contest. This work, indeed, I cried. Keep wonderfully, of course it is. German translation? What? Sharply replied the professor. A translation? What should I be with a translation? With the Icelandic original, in the magnificent idiomatic vernacular, with the bold, rich ensemble, with the admiring infinite and variety grammatically combination of verbal modification. Yes, German, I happily Wörter. Like, yes, all of his shoulder. But in addition, Icelandic three numbers like the Greek, the Anglo decision, and probably like the Latin. Ah, and is the type good? Type! Stretch it, Ace. Type did not printed book. It organ full, it's a manuscript. Runic manuscript. Runic? Yes. Do you want to make same what it is? Of course not. Of course not. I replied in a tone of injured man. But my uncle preserved and told me again, against my will, of my things I care nothing about. Runic characters were used in the Icelandic former ages, were served and invented. It served Odin himself, looking there and wonder inspired him young men, admiring these later invention of Scandinavian god. Well, 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 not to say. I was going to prostrate myself before this wonderful book, when I answered equally. What's this? He laid out Persic parchment, 5 inches by 3, along with a trace certain mysteriously. Here's the exact smile. Strange sign before complicity of own strange drawing on Professor Lippendog's nephew undertake of the most wonderful expedition of the 19th century. The professor mused on the few moments of sincerity of the caricature and the raising spectacle pre-pronounced, a runic ladder appearing to my mind to be an invention of the learn of mystery poor world, and was not to say, it's so easy to see my uncle infinitely and intellectually. It's certainly old Icelandic, he murmured, and began to his teeth. Mr. And Professor Lebendog must have been known for his acknowledged scratch as Calicut. Dinner's ready. I'm afraid to be soup or boil away from the slamming door that Martha took herself to. I followed her and hardly got nowhere. I waited a few minutes. No professor came. No within my remembrance and his miss of important summer no dinner. Omelette of ham garnished with spread royal fillet of veal and compote and with prudes for dessert. And all his no, my uncle was going to sacrifice to a bit of old parchment, and specifically, who've come to believe it, I said, with a mouthful. Something serious is going to be happen. My opinion was that nothing serious would happen. Then awful scene that when uncle discovered his dinner was devoured had come to the last fruit when a very loud voice from pleasure of my dessert, while one spring of plash in my dining room study.